Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Should Suns Rise, a Once Born to the Void story. So glad to see everybody here. We're at our penultimate episode, which means I have a couple announcements. So this is really one main announcement. This is our last chance for you guys to redeem incentives. Of course, please tip us if you're enjoying the show, if you can, upon your means. But this episode will be the last chance to actually, like, if you want to give people cards, like maybe some people who refuse to get cards, like Hamnah, maybe. Or just give more cards to the enemy. Or if you want us to know like what's coming ahead, you can also reveal cards that will be drawn or cards that we already have in our hands. So that is $15 to add a card to our either hero's hand or the enemy's pool, or $5 to reveal a card either in the enemy pool or in one of our hands.
If you give me a card, I'm just gonna give it away. No, I'm kidding.
And otherwise, again, welcome. Last week we had to record because Twitch was being a butt, but we still had a lot of fun last week. And in case you missed it, I have like a little recap. Mleta and L.E.O started off our game last time with them sort of bonding over a program that Mleta had installed into L.E.O to help them feel more emotions and feel more human. And at the end of that game, we learned that that program had already been installed in so many other L.E.Os. And then heading on from that, the team had split up into two people taking care of the ship, and the other three, of course, going out shopping. And tragedy befell both sides, where one side attempted to the enemies attempted to raid the ship and destroy and disable it, while Anarhk and Mleta were inside, while the other teams tried to grab L.E.O while using Anarhk Prime or Cyber Anarhk to attack and try to defeat the away team. In the end, things were dicey, but we all managed to get away, capturing Anarhk Prime and three anime-loving L.E.Os on the ship. And then after that, we had a very intimate and close moment with Lyana and Lopez. And if you want to see the cute gay shit, you gotta go watch that fourth episode on YouTube.
We won't be doing it here again. It's gone. It's only on the phone. No, I'm joking.
I'm sorry. Hello?
We put it behind a paywall.
You want to see it in this episode? I need 3 tickets. I need 3 cards for Hamnah right now.
When did we decide this? All of my plans out the
window. But yeah. And we ended that episode with a time clock being put on our crew. 3 days to head to where our mad scientist is trying to end our world end our reality as we know it. But in the meantime, we have the mechanic evil laughter of Anarhk Prime in our brig. And again, three very strange L.E.Os left behind. And with that sort of intent, with all that, we're going to head into our first game. Catrina, this game is yours. Why don't you tell us what you chose for the night?
So the first game I chose for the night was, let me open the document because I forgot exactly the full name of it. Only if there is time, Captain. Only if we have time, Captain. If we have the time. Anyway, I chose Only If We Have the Time, Captain, the subtitle of which is, What Does My Loyalty Mean to You? And I felt like this would be a really good game for L.E.O and a captain and Lopez to just, kind of assess the relationship that they all have with each other. So I'd love to just if you guys are ready, I'm ready.
Yeah, let's jump into it. So
So this game comes in 4 stages. The first stage is known as the request. With the request, my character Leo is seeking out the captain to just try to pull them away from everyone else. So if Lopez and Anarhk are all right with it, and perhaps Leo comes upon the both of them together, working on something.
I guess we're sitting in the break room, or not in the maybe in the break room, like trying to fix something, like working on a weapon like that we're gonna use. And I think as you like walk in, I think you hear Lopez kind of being just saying, "All right, hypothetical. Would you want to take on five Smorgulin Snarkalarks, which the little things with the big teeth, or one Hyperion Borgon?"
Oh, Hyperion Borgon. Just one of them?
Really? They have poison sacs. And
Yeah, but
they're as big as like a freighter.
yeah, but Lopez, I've fought one before.
Yeah, but it's like you had me there. So
yeah, that wasn't the first one I fought, actually. And then when Leo comes in, Anarch's like, "Oh, come here." Leo can probably pull up the literal recording I did in fear because I thought it was going to be my last moments.
Yes, I think like when Leo walks in, they've just perhaps like finished briefing the other Leos and like checking their programs and stuff, and like they look like strangely exhausted and like tired and distressed. But the first thing they do obviously is like pull up those records because that takes precedence for them over their emotions. So you like see Leo and their mouth just kind of like opens and projects like Anarch's voice from that day, like that recording. And they're just like standing there like, while Anarch's recording is playing.
The voice is much higher because Anarhk was like a lot younger. Like think like probably like 20 years ago. Like even before their first campaign together where they dealt with everything. And it's just like a lot of frantic cursing in planetary dialect that isn't like being automatically translated. And Anarch's like, and then I think he takes in Leo's expression, like from what he can out of the open mouth record, like a speaker. And it's just like, Leo, you can stop. What's going on?
Yeah. So Leo finally like lets the product like a recording stop. And they stop, they stare at the captain for a moment, and they say like nothing of note. I have finished checking the systems on our new guests, our Leos, to make sure they are properly programmed not to suddenly take revenge on our crew and kill us. They seem fine. They seem all together and in check, and I've upgraded their systems and adjusted the AI that Mleta implanted in me so that we can perhaps work on making them part of our crew.
That's fantastic.
This, of course, is not especially like descriptive of how Leo feels, but they have a blind just fell nearby.
The whole blind, just the window uncovered.
There it goes. That's kind of a descriptor for perhaps what goes on with Leo. Like they're just like they're trying to be prim and the same Leo that they always are, but like their hair is like popping out of place, and like there's perhaps like their synthetic skin is not quite as perfect and manufactured as usual. Like perhaps even like some bags have started to well under their eyes. And yeah, there's like visible stress on them that they haven't yet figured out how to process.
And Anarhk looks at Lopez and is just like very like, Los ojos.
Yeah, and like Lopez shakes their head and is like, yeah, Leo, we can definitely help you out here. I mean, it's what friends are for.
Yeah, Leo. You didn't really talk about how you're feeling. You want to come sit down?
And so Leo like immediately like does as asked, and they come and sit down. And for a moment they're like genuinely quiet. And usually when Leo speaks, they have, they have those Kirk pauses every once in a while, but like they speak very directly. And so it takes like a couple seconds, and they finally speak and say, uh, uh, perhaps I am worried about the final battle. I feel as though there is something left to do, especially concerning our guests on board. There's a place that we can go to perhaps assure the safety of our crew as well as their development beyond obedience, but it isn't necessarily a place that I would like to go back to. And I think now is when I would draw the card.
All right.
Okay, remind me. This is you know the whole thing, I think, right?
We
Yeah,
need
it's
the
right in front of me.
suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need the suit and the
The,
number.
the number. This is the 4 of diamonds, and it goes at the bottom of the deck.
Great. So this is going to be a mission about focused on valuables, property, or stealing back what's mine. And Leo knows that she can't do this. They can't do this alone. And they have to finally describe how they feel about that. So continuing on, Leo says, there is a component that was part of my original build that is in Dr. Lejeune's lab. And if we can acquire it and bring it back, I think that we can change my companions, my colleagues, my Leo doesn't necessarily want to call them their siblings, but perhaps that's like how they've started to feel. Like if I could be saved, if Mleta could save me, maybe I can do better by these people as well. And so they finally like turn to the captain and Lopez, and they say, this is why I've come to you, because I feel as though I cannot achieve this mission alone. I feel as though you two are the only ones who can really help me.
I think Anarhk just kind of looks at. Oh no, sorry. Lopez kind of looks at Anarhk, and it's kind of just like shrug his shoulders, like,
Yeah. Leo, we are on a tight schedule, but tell me what specifications we've got. Can like if we can swing this, I want to do this.
The stakes are very high. If we fail, especially if we are in the doctor's lab, we could not only be caught but killed on sight. But if we win, if we get away with this information, we couldn't not just change what these Leos are, the programming of these Leos, we could change the entire army before we get there.
Honestly, sounds worth it to me, dear.
well, if Anarch's in, and you always know I'm going to be in, so I'm down to make as much noise as you need.
Perhaps not so much noise. We need to be very quiet.
Oh, then every plan I had just immediately went out my brain. We might have to rework a little bit of things. Because I really was thinking guns blazing almost instantly, but
I mean, technically, we could do guns blazing nearby to make the other part more stealthy, more quiet.
true. That's true.
But yeah, Leo, All right. So I'm gonna need coordinates.
Yes.
Do you already have those, or do we have to grab them from somebody? Or
I have coordinates for the lab, but it's a matter of getting there. And also, I feel it is not to disinclude our colleagues, but I feel as though it's better that they don't know that we're doing this. Lyana and Mleta are very caring and empathetic people, and this is a very high risk mission, and I would like to do it without them knowing. Because they'll be really mad at us. But Leo doesn't really say that.
Anarhk looks at Lopez and is just like, "Are you gonna be okay with that?"
Lopez, I feel like Lopez was already starting to send out a text message and was like, yeah. I mean, yeah. How important, Leo? How important is this that we keep this like in the? Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hold on. Actually, hold on, Leo. I think maybe instead of not saying anything at all, we say it and then we leave immediately. I feel like that's marginally better.
I feel like that's actually worse.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna make the suggestion that sure we should tell them that way we have cover, and if we need a quick pickup, they can take the ship in and like pick us up real quick.
Yes, I will just need your help convincing them to perhaps stay. We do need to have a ship far away.
There was another fly
for the
in my room.
rescue. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, everyone. There was another fly. I killed a fly in free stream, and there's another one.
You got it.
And I just killed him. I'm sorry. I'm just me silently pulling up my chunkla, just like, bah.
Okay.
I'm so
Leo looks up
sorry.
and goes like, you finally caught in the fly on the ship.
I got it. I got it.
Congratulations.
Don't worry. Always keep that chunkla on me, and I slip it right back in my belt.
Your accuracy knows no bounds, my friend.
Yeah. I think Anarhk looks at Leo and is like, I think it'll actually be pretty easy to convince them to stay. Small squad, small mission. Lopez and I and you are kind of our main fighters, so it's important that we go together. And Anarhk has not forgotten what Lyana did.
Oh.
He forgives Lyana, but maybe not sending them on a mission together with Lopez where Lyana might get too emotional.
I like that. I approve of that. We can include them while also having a place to go should we need to escape.
All right. Is there any information that we need to pull from?
Yes,
the others?
there are some files within the my fellow Leos that perhaps we need to run some tests. We need to work on pulling information from them, mainly for the new security protocols. My databanks are a little outdated. We may need to ask Mleta or Lyana to help us with that.
All right. I mean, I'm a little more skilled than I've went on for a while. So how about we go and talk to the Leos? Lopez, can you spell the news to Lyana and Mleta?
You want me? You want me to do that? Sure. Yeah, I can. You guys do that. I can go. Have that fun. Conversation. Yeah, I got this.
I feel like it won't be that bad.
3 hours later, the ship is destroyed.
The tentacles have overtaken everything.
Your valiant efforts are appreciated, my friend.
Yeah, I'll go be the shield while you guys take care of that. All right. And I think Lopez goes and walks, like, is like, you do that, I'll go. And goes, walks over to talk to Mleta and Lyana. No.
Walking probably very slowly.
Walking very, very slowly.
Thanks. So preparations are started, and that is our stage 2. And I think, I mean, I'd love to also play out Lopez talking to Mleta and Lyana and doing their planning as well for the escape. But there's also a little bit we can do here with Anarhk and L.E.O, where it says we spend some time together and you finally see how much time has changed me. So maybe we head over to the other L.E.Os and we start working on them.
I think as we're walking there, Anarhk does comment and it's like, we can't just keep calling them other L.E.Os. Being as I have to keep my whatever they've done to my brother on the ship, and we're currently sharing the same name, I personally find it distressing. So I don't know if you're feeling a
Yes,
similar way.
I agree. I feel as though individually addressing them will not only make things a little more organized for our crew, but perhaps when it comes to advancing them, it will give them more individuality.
And you know, when we started out, you didn't have much of that.
No, the only individual piece of me was the fact that I was the prototype. But now there are so many versions of me that have advanced in ways that I don't know that I could imagine for myself.
I know that's like sometimes look at you, but I really can't imagine them as versions of you, L.E.O.
Why is
Yes,
that,
when
Catherine?
you started out, you didn't have much individuality. That part of you is gone. What's taken its place is a whole new being. You are your own person with experiences and cares and feelings that no one can imitate.
Captain, though I know that I have grown on my own and made those decisions on my own. I do not think I would be the person that I am right now if it weren't for you and this crew. You taught me that it was all right to be more human. You propelled me into being more interested in learning how to love. And so I credit very much of my humanity to you and Lyana and Mleta and Lopez.
I'm glad to be among those who have helped you become yourself. And I can't wait to see what we do next.
Likewise, Captain. There is no one I would rather go into the void with.
And if it's okay, I think Anarhk slides his arm around Lyana and just brings Lyana, not Lyana, oh my God, L.E.O, in for a very strong hug.
Hey. L.E.O returns the hug, but not in ways that are strong for L.E.O because they would kill the captain if they
Yeah,
did that.
perfect. Oh my God, thank goodness.
Shall we go begin my siblings' life anew?
Yes, I have ideas for names.
Oh, I'm open to listening to them.
Well, you know how you're L.E.O.
Mm.
And I believe we have joked in the past about putting your birthday on an Earth calendar, so you would fall under the dates that follow that.
Yeah.
So we now assign new birth calendars from Earth calendar to your new siblings and give them names to match.
That's brilliant. And L.E.O says brilliant like very loudly, like they're still kind of like learning how to express themselves. So you hear it like echo down through the hallways, perhaps like all the way to like where Lyana and Mleta and Lopez are. Brian!
And then a whoop that follows up. And I feel like that's a great, like, following
Top
those
Gun high
is
five.
a good jump cut.
You're gonna do what?
Okay, all right. That I may have worded it badly.
You're going to go into enemy territory where, and I quote, you might be shot on sight, and you want Mleta and I to not come with you.
Yes?
Mleta, help
Okay,
me
wait,
out
no,
here.
no, okay. Yeah. Mleta, you see, where come from here. No, okay, I'm alone. Well, first of all, this is a L.E.O request, so not like Leo's trying to be. We're trying to keep this like a low, like not the whole crew. Besides, we need if we need a hot exit, someone has to be on like the ship in order to come pick us up. And someone needs to like man the gun so we can like move through. So it's less of a hey.
But you know
stay
how
in
you
the sh-
avoid needing a hot exit? By planning things better.
Well, yeah, well, we can all plan together, and then we can split up and like keep our team, figure out what we're doing.
Right. And it'd be
I
a
want.
what we're doing thing, except that no one like this is you letting us know what you guys are doing. Like,
I feel like I have to say this wasn't my plan.
it's not about blame. It's about how we move forward.
You're set on this, aren't you?
I think first of all, it's a good idea if we get those codes, because if we can plug that into whatever like a mainframe, whatever, like, and rewrite all the L.E.Os, then that like the professor loses his army, and we get a whole bunch of cool new L.E.Os, sentient L.E.Os, which I think is really would be cool. But second, L.E.O like really needs this. I think
I think
L.E.O
you are
needs a
right. I
win.
think L.E.O does need it, and it does sound extremely vital.
It's not
like
the
it.
mission that's the problem. It's going alone, but you have a point. You have a point. I will not
Listen,
be
I
saying
think
that again.
Lopez like moves a little bit closer and like goes to like grab your hand, but then looks at like Mleta, looks over you and sees if you're comfortable with them like grabbing your hand while like Mleta's in the room. And kind of like
Lyana
reads.
doesn't move away or doesn't like flinch or anything.
So then like gingerly like grabs your hand, is like, if
Mleta pointedly does not look at what you guys are doing at all.
if
Mleta's like the Obi-Wan here, where it's like,
if I had it my way, I think I'd really like for you to have my back. But Anarhk,
Okay.
I'd really like, but they have a plan, and I gotta watch theirs.
Okay. I don't like it. I want it to be very, very clear that I don't like it. I'm not agreeing because I approve. But fine.
And listen, besides, I prefer to have you I prefer to have you like have my back in a giant spaceship blasting the enemy than stuck in a firefight with me.
I don't need the ship to have your back, but that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. And Lyana, still holding on to Lopez's hand, I think like squeezes it 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Be safe. Okay.
I will.
Go before I change my mind.
Okay. And like really like hesitates to let go of your hand. But then also notices that Mleta's in the room. Is like, yeah. I'll let them know that we're gonna boogie out at like 10.
Boogie out? Is that what you said?
you know, I was watching old Space Earther D. Okay, just fucks up the room.
I'm sorry, what was the term that they used? Boogie. What does that
Boogie
mean?
out. I think it's dancing.
Dance. Oh.
I was watching Dirty
When was the
Dancing
last-
in Discord.
When was the last time Lopez danced?
I think, well, I don't know. You tell me.
So okay, we should go
Yeah.
the guns.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a good
yeah,
time for
cool.
that. Yeah,
Let's-
you're in a great mindset for firing algorithms. Let's go.
I think this is a great time to return to Anarhk and L.E.O. And L.E.O has put the other Leos like perhaps to task around the ship. I was originally going to have them like shut off or whatever, but we want to see their personalities, right? So I would love to invite the rest of the crew to maybe there are 3 Leos that we captured. So I will take my hands off of this one, but could you perhaps describe Lopez, Lyana, and Mleta, what the other Leos are like? And then perhaps the captain can then assign their zodiac.
Design zodiac at birth, ASAP.
Yeah.
All right, let's go,
End the
Vic,
stream.
using your
the stream.
astrological knowledge.
End the stream.
This is
Kat, I
poor
need
because
you-
I don't. My girlfriend is the one who knows all about astrological knowledge.
Well, time to embarrass her. Let's go.
We can switch that up. I thought it would be cool to have 3 crewmates and then like
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think this is amazing because I have very limited knowledge about the zodiacs, except for like really toxic traits that my friends have told me. So
This is amazing. I love
This is gonna
it.
be
10
great.
out of 10. 10 out of 10. Let's go.
Mhm.
Jay, do you want to start us off?
Okay, so there's one, like there's ample space for them in the cell, but there's one that's like literally in a ball and their eyes are just darting back and forth really quickly the whole time.
Oh.
Just the whole time.
We have actually what Catrina says, like that L.E.O has actually put them to like walk around and work around the ship.
They're supposed to be doing that, yes, but there's one that is just not doing that at all.
And do they speak when spoken to or anything?
Yes,
Or
they will. But you have to initiate. They're not talking.
as an Aquarius? I'm gonna call them Aquarius.
The weirdest one is the Aquarius. Yeah.
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 The weird anxious one who only
Yep.
speaks when spoken to, that's an Aquarius.
Sounds like a cryptid.
That's what
to
I've been
me.
told. That's like actually like probably the easiest one I'll have right now.
Do you want to go next or do you want me to go next?
You go next.
Okay. I guess the other Leo is like very slowly just stacking books. Or just like on a shelf, just very like slowly just grabbing it and just like
Whose physical media is this? Literally
It's
whose
Lopez's.
books?
It's the different copies of Dirty Dancing, but in DVD form.
Lopez. I think Lopez collects Earther DVDs.
Okay.
Doesn't like can't watch them or tries to watch them and like has like found an old DVD player and is trying to figure it out. But
So this is
because
just
like
all of One Piece. They're just stacking.
yeah, all of One Piece. That's exactly it. The One Piece is real.
It's still coming out. New episodes every
Oh
week.
my god, imagine. I can't. Episode 10,000.
Yo. Will they ever? Oh god. I can't.
They finally moved on to a show about Luffy's son.
Oh my
Two
god.
Piece. I love Two
Yeah,
Piece.
Laruto.
I love Two Piece in space.
Sorry.
2 Piece in
Laruto.
We've peaked. That's it. We've peaked.
Goodbye, everyone.
Comedy's
That's
done. We've ended it.
it. Okay. Any affectation at all?
No, just very silent. Just very like boredly, kind of like putting the, just slowly and boredly like.
Leo, is that what you told them to do?
No, I would say that L.E.O hadn't told them to do that, but maybe they noticed the mess and were compelled to clean it. Like they couldn't leave unless it was fixed.
Mm.
These
Hey
books
there.
were.
They have anti-hoarder programming. They're like, this has to be needed.
How are you today?
Hello. If you'd please, I'm currently working. I'd please appreciate if you'd wait until I was done stacking.
This is Taurus. This is a Taurus.
Stacking complete. Question?
Oh, I'm just I would like to give you and your friends names. So we're just
I have a
getting to know
name.
you. Oh, what's your name?
LZ4352392Z.
Nicknames.
Is that effective?
Yes, because it's easier for a lot of people to say.
Then I will receive this nickname.
All right.
Hey, now,
Oh.
just because you can't pronounce their name doesn't mean that.
Oh no, not this. Not Victor.
Clip it, chat, clip it. Clip it. I want to see it on Twitter in
And
5.
Oh my god.
This is how Vic gets canceled.
Oh Jesus. Anarch's like, well, I think you have the qualities of a very hardworking person.
I'm not a person.
You could be if you wanted to.
Would that boost effectiveness?
Maybe.
Then person I shall be.
Yeah, this is very Taurus. Yeah. Yeah, I think I just wanted to offer a nickname. Taurus.
Designation Taurus accepted.
Perfect. We're gonna call your friend. Your friend kind of actually worries me. We're gonna call your friend Aquarius.
Aquarius, astrological sign, water.
Mhm.
Is it not water?
It's not. It's air.
Fuck.
Oh, it's-
I know it's very confusing because it's called.
Oh my god,
It's
it's
Aquarius.
It's a
air?
tricky one. It's
Wait a
tricky
second.
one.
Aquarius is an air sign.
Hold on.
Yeah, I know.
Stop
It's the
it.
water
Pause the
bearer,
stream.
but it's an air
Pause the
sign.
stream.
I
This is
know, it
bullshit.
doesn't make sense.
But it has a water cup though. It's known
I
for
know,
water.
it's the water bearer, but it's literally an air sign. I don't, okay,
Now
I
you're
don't
gonna
know
tell me
either.
that Pisces isn't a water sign.
No, Pisces,
No, Pisces
is a water sign.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
So-
fine. Look. That's the thing. I've been confused about Aquarius for my entire life because of Sailor Moon. Like Sailor Mercury is an Aquarius. She has bubbles and like watery stuff, but I guess the air in the bubbles is like the Aquarius-ness of.
Yep.
So,
I
Wait,
don't
how does
fucking
that
know.
make sense? Fairy Tale lied to me.
I don't know. But this way, so far we have a water sign, an air sign, and an earth, or a fire sign, an air sign, and an earth sign. So just saying. We don't have a water sign yet.
I can't guarantee you that I'm gonna play out a water sign. I don't fucking know anything about
I
astrology.
already have I know Hamnah to the point where I'm almost positive I know what Hamnah's gonna do before we do it.
You have just the
I'm gonna send it private.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna send it
Yeah,
privately to Katrina.
Hold on. I just excuse
Let's see. I'm
me.
excited.
Hold on.
No, it's fine. The thing is, without the water sign here, it would be chaos. So it works really well with the ship.
All right, I need to know what the hell you're guessing, but I had
No,
multiple
because that'll
ideas.
influence you.
Vic, excuse you.
I'm a multifaceted person.
I have layers like a ogre. Okay. So I think the final Leo, you find doing the task that L.E.O had assigned them. They are going around and, checking the security, making sure that it's up and running. They, go around and they like clean up in the kitchen and things like that. They're doing all of the tasks they're supposed to be doing. But you can't help but notice that every 5 minutes or so, they keep taking breaks. And every time they like see a reflective surface, they keep taking breaks and keep like looking at themselves in it. And they get distracted for like far too long. They're doing their work just very slowly and very distractedly.
I'm gonna tell to you that I sent this same message to all other 4 people in this Zoom chat.
Okay, yes.
And Anarhk turns to L.E.O and is just like, Gemini.
I'm quitting. Goodbye. Thanks, everybody. I'm out.
Oh my god! Friends to roll back to the wonderful channel.
It was nice to see you. I can't believe I've been read for filth like this live on stream. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna continue the scene.
Oh my gosh, I'm so amazed that I called from miles away.
Read you like a book. Damn.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Anarhk is just like, Anarhk looks at me and is like, Gemini is like, would you like to try and would you like to help give them their new name?
You could just say that they have it. It's okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
I need a moment.
I just know you, dear.
Personally, I wouldn't let that stand, but live your life.
To be truly known is a great and terrible thing. Oh my god.
See, Vic is way better at the Zodiac thing than he said he was.
I hope that y'all enjoyed my little mini game of guessing zodiacs. But I think it's fun to sort of like like we have this like sort of lighthearted moment, but like at the same time we're pulling this information for something incredibly dangerous.
Yeah. And I think all that kind of like culminates into a couple hours later. We've got the information we need. Now that the full team is in on it, maybe we've worked together and created a game plan so that if and when, but probably when things go south, knowing our card draws, I think that we just needed to like sync up as a crew, and that was definitely to our benefit. Sweet. So we are now on stage 3. We're getting ready for the away mission. We're getting ready to take off. I believe we have 3 questions we have to answer to begin this stage. And the first one we've already answered, and that's who else comes along, if anyone. And that would be Lopez. Do we want to keep the additional L.E.Os on the ship, or would you guys like to send them along maybe in your stead?
Let us like, is that a security risk sending them with you? Like,
Yeah, it might be better just to keep it like small and distracted, and then hopefully, if we pull this off, we can use them for they can join us in our last little assault.
good call.
I feel like it'd be a little bit unfair to pull them out and sort of change how they're feeling and thinking and then immediately put them back into a battle situation.
Those are very good answers.
I think they deserve to make a choice. That's what this is about, right? Giving them a choice.
Yeah. I also agree with that.
Yeah.
They also have new names, and Anarhk is very excited to say that.
Oh,
Mhm. There's Gemini, Taurus, and Aquarius.
of course. And I'm supposed to know which one is which based on the name.
I mean, honestly, at least for one of them, it's very obvious.
I think Lopez leans over to Lyana, just like, I don't understand this.
It's old age mysticism.
I should just be nodding my head. Like
Oh, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Leo,
Yes,
before you guys go, can you help me with the onboard ship tracker and just the energy signature for each different Leo, because you guys have like talked before. Can you help me mark on here which life sign is which, so that way we can just know from looking at the computer?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So I hand you my tab and then
Beep, boop, beep, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop,
I think
boop, boop.
as Leo marks them, like, we can call them in and ask.
Oh no, yeah, of
That's
course.
what
But
Lyana
I
wanted.
just want to have up-to-date information
Mhm.
as well. That way, if we get infiltrated by someone pretending to be a Leo that we know, we will not be fooled.
My brain was like, is there enough time to give them haircuts?
Oh,
You know, maybe the makeover scene is for later. This feels a little,
Yeah.
time sensitive.
I'm like, I
Yeah,
have some
yeah,
glitter
yeah.
clip-ins. Hold on, let me go to my cabin and get something real fast.
I
have some bunch of leftover hats that I don't use wear anymore.
I think above the table, because we have Lopez, we have Anarhk, we have Leo, Jay and Hamnah. Do you guys want to bring along a Leo on the away mission?
I'll leave it up to you, Hamnah, if you want to do. Since I think it'll be really fun to send the Vane one.
Oh my god. all right.
It just gives me more time to be mean to Hamnah for being such an obvious
I'll
Gemini.
give you what you want.
What is
let's
this?
do it. Let's
If
do
there's
it.
anyone who would volunteer for this away mission, it would be a Gemini. So
But Jay, you can also bring one along as well.
Let me think. Not the one who's afraid to talk to people because they're having an existential crisis about switching sides and they still didn't find out what happened to Kagome.
classic anime Spinner-Yasha.
God,
We are
I
going
loved
to die.
Inuyasha as a kid.
Me too.
And then there's the one that likes to organize everything. I think. Oh my gosh! No, I. Gee, who should you guys bring with you?
Totally valid to stay behind too, dear.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay behind and make sure that nothing else goes wrong here.
And you also don't have to.
No, I'm here. I'm
Okay.
playing.
We've committed to the bit. We've made a bit.
I'm
All
here.
right. Yeah.
I don't back down.
So we have our away mission crew.
I would love to hear you guys actually like prep Gemini about what you're about to do and why they're vital to it.
Yeah. Does the captain want to take that, or should Leo take it?
Oh, Leo, please be the one to speak to your sibling.
Great. So Leo will go over to Gemini and kind of set their hand under Gemini's chin to crane their face over so that they actually focus on what's going on. And they say we must embark on an away mission to Lejeume's lab. There are components there that could help free the other Leos and reprogram them. And it's important that we get this done as quickly as possible. Are you in?
Are these other Leos, as you call them, more attractive, aesthetically pleasing than myself?
In my heart, I want to give a human answer, but Leo instead is just gonna scan over just to like double check and like check the attractiveness rate versus like not just one planet, but like the entire galaxy, and kind of like measure the levels. And then Leo's going to go, and they're going to think for a moment, and they're going to think for a moment. And then regardless of what the actual factual like data reads, they're going to say no.
Then yes, I think it would be pertinent for me to help bring these Leos back on board as well.
Now,
You
having
are
heard you
nothing
say
if not
this,
compassionate soul.
the one that's been like silently thinking this whole time stands up and turns to you and says, query.
Yes.
Query to Leo.
Yes.
What was done to make our primary operating goals shift from preset to undetermined? Will this be done to all Leos?
Yes. My intention is to do this to all of our Leos, our siblings, to give them choice about who they become. Currently, we have no choice. Currently, they are only on one path in life. And that path will eventually come directly to us to destroy not only us, but everything else in the galaxy if we do not stop them. And though some Leos may change and still be intent on destroying the galaxy, at least then it will be their choice.
How does one achieve self-determination?
What I have learned about self-determination is that it is developmental more than a switch. We can give them the freedom of the programming that I've been given, but it must be up to them to learn and change and figure out who they are as people. And in the short time that you have been on the ship, you have already begun to develop that on your own. If you look at our siblings here, though we share the same face and the same builds, we are very, very different people already.
Incorrect. My face is more aesthetically pleasing than all of your faces, and therefore we do not share the same face.
This will be a very lengthy process. Do you require further assistance?
If you wish, we are happy to have you on the mission, but I could also see you being very useful here with Mleta and Lyana. They are dear companions to me, and your programming could serve strongly on this ship. So it is, in the end, your choice.
Thank you. I will choose to determine my own goal on the ship.
Very well.
Aquarius is kind of like still.
I just see
Hamnah has-
Aquarius like being that like, I don't know, like you're going down a dark hallway one day and like they're just like, you just see these two little eyes light up in the hallway and they're just eating chips in the side and like the side corner. Like,
Yeah. So it's basically while you're on the mission, Aquarius is going to be asking Mleta and Lyana all these questions about life, trying to understand what's happening.
This is the perfect situation to put Lyana in. They are distressed about their
Cut the tape! Cut the tape!
Oh no. They're like, now I have to teach this baby how to be a human. Oh no. Like, hi, I'm a day old and I need to understand about philosophy. Anyway, thank you. Goes to find Lyana and go be a
Lord
bug.
and Savior, the eldritch tentacle monster that resides in the great big sky.
Great. So, Gemini, here's a blaster. You can just hold on to that.
And they pointed at you.
Okay. We're going to take that away. Yeah, instantaneously. Yeah, we've immediately lost these privileges. We've immediately lost them. No, I want you to know that's on me. That was my bad.
I wish to have the other blaster, and they point to the one that is yours, Lopez, on your hip. That one is larger and, by my scans, far more dangerous than the other one you just gave me.
So true that it is. But let's first try with our feelings.
I do not understand how feelings are a weapon.
You know, sometimes feelings and words can cut and blast bigger than any blaster can.
Really? May I see a demonstration?
I think Lopez just is just like, I don't know how to handle this. Like, this is like a situation. So it's just like,
Anarhk walks
You're-
up,
mhm.
puts his hand on Lopez's shoulder. I can show you.
Sure. Let's give an example.
So, Lopez, have you exactly defined with Lyana what you are?
Mm. And Lopez is like, Now you see, Aquarius, that is grabs grabs you and just like does a little toss. Not anything crazy, just like a little toss.
I like the idea that like our Anarch starts to correct Lopez, like they're Gemma.
Gives a little toss and then runs. It's like, I am starting the ship. I'm starting the shuttle. We are leaving.
I see. So you use words as a decoy before you enact physical violence. Noted.
Sure, whatever lesson you want to figure out from this, you can figure it out. No blasters. Let's go. Just
The four of us on this ship. What do we see as the shuttle gets closer to? Do we think this is a planet, or do you think the doctor has like a station or something?
Yeah, I was definitely thinking it would be like a space station, because I feel like no government would sanction what Lejeune is doing. Like there are, like, you know, evil governments out there or whatever, like species that don't necessarily agree with whatever the prime directive of this world is. But I think Lejeune has, like, in this long time that he's been developing the L.E.Os and like working on them, he's gotten like money from governments, and then he's like screwed them over. And so he's like burnt a lot of bridges. And the reason he's such a huge threat is because his back is against the wall now.
I love that.
Mhm.
So I think I'd like to offer this, like, as we approach this station, we're actually seeing like a ship graveyard of like people who have tried to like go up against Dr. Lejeune, and just he's totally destroyed everything and left the debris around the station, sort of like a warning sign for people who will try and go against him.
Mhm. Nice.
And I think like silence just kind of like falls on the ship or on the shuttle, and is kind of just very silent. Even Lopez is like trying to do like a very silent this is, and just kind of like calls back. He's like, all right, I'm gonna see if I can drop you like close or somewhere like in a port that they won't notice. And then I'm gonna make a lot of noise on the other side. I don't know if you want me to take Gemini and make a whole bunch of noise.
I feel as though Gemini is the best person to bring for lots of noise.
I can attract lots of attention.
Great. But yeah, so we'll do that, set up shop. I don't know how long we're gonna make as much noise as we can, make as much distractions. We'll try to like take out any key structures for like security, so y'all can get in, get as much as you need. But I don't know how long we can hold them off, especially if it's just two of us. So be in, be out, don't get distracted.
Okay.
And then Lopez drops you two off, slips around with Gemini, and starts making like distractions.
I think it's time to draw our cards.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Let's draw the first card.
Congrats.
You need just the suit, I believe.
Yeah, we just need the suit.
This is
And at the-
hearts.
Okay.
Oh, but we do need to keep a track on the number of the cards. 'cause
Yes,
that
I will
changes
hold them
things.
all until the end.
Yay.
Mhm.
All right. So for the first one, I think. I feel like both of these kind of have been somewhat resolved, but I think as we go into this mission, like you can see like L.E.O is very like aware of the intensity and like the finality of this. Like this mission going right means that like we have, even with all odds stacked against us, like we have this incredible advantage. But going wrong means that like L.E.O's decision could get this entire team killed, and it's really like dawning on them, and like the weight of it is coming down on them, even though they're standing still and firm and strong. And so as they're heading in, they kind of slow their pace next to the captain, and they like turn to say, Captain, is there, may I take a moment to tell you something?
Of course.
And they reach over and they set like their hand on the captain's shoulder, and they say, I know that you have had a longer, much more time experiencing what siblinghood is and the highs and lows and wins and losses of it. But I must say that in the time that we have known each other, I feel as though I now understand what it is like to have a brother. And I am so glad that despite all of the odds, we are back together, because that is how I see you, as my big brother.
Anarhk, he wasn't expecting that, and he's choked up a bit, and he beams, and this, you know, Anarhk has been haunted by what's been going on, and there's been a lot of hard choices lately, and like he's been struggling, but this is a very free smile, and it takes years off of his face, and he covers the hand that's on his shoulder, and he smiles, and he's just like, well there, little brother, we got to make sure that we have a lot of time to really dig into what siblinghood can be. So thank you.
Let's
I
go
see you as a
save
saint.
these Leos.
Let's go save these Leos.
Awesome.
Yes.
So that's our first one, I think. We've got two more
Next
draws.
suit.
Okay, the next suit is hearts again.
Hmm.
I'm gonna give that to Lopez then. Lopez can confess something or leave pass behind.
I guess, okay. So I think I guess what's gonna happen is, as they're like, Lopez and Gemini have like made this like kind of pseudo like barricade, and are just like Lopez is blasting and like shooting down like Leos, or like the robots going through, and just like trying to like, getting a lot of blaster fire, a lot of blaster coming back and forth. And has Gemini next, and then it's kind of just like, I guess, thinking about the past of just like, I've done this before. I've had to hold down. I'm usually the person who like stays and like causes a big distraction. So this is like, I feel like back to normal. And then like, it's also like feeling that like, this is what I do. and is like trying to like also is like throws. It sees like Gemini maybe doesn't have a blaster. It's kind of just like throw like just sitting there. I guess I don't know if like Gemini has.
No, no. You think they're just gonna sit there? I think Gemini, you didn't give them any sort of weapons, and all that they were instructed to do was to draw attention, right? It was to be a distraction. And without a weapon or anything like that, I think they were like, okay, cool, I will get attention the best way that I know. I'm pretty. Yeah, and so what they do is they just like walk, I think, like right towards all of the other Leos, essentially, like probably like trying to draw attention away. Like they understand that they're supposed to move away from wherever Mleta, sorry, not Mleta, L.E.O and Anarhk are, so like moving away from that direction, but essentially like calling out to the Leos and like drawing out their attention, like getting a little bit like showboaty with it. It feels very like runway, except there is no actual runway. Like maybe they're using like an old like ship wing as their like runway, as their stage. It's very campy.
I just imagine that like Lopez is just watching this and is like shooting, be like, no, get down here. I'll give you a blaster if you come. Like, it's just like, but like can't really get that out because so much noise and everything's going on. But it's actually like somewhat working. And so I think Lopez thinks back to like the first mission they ever did with like L.E.O and how L.E.O also like did like semi weird things like on the mission. Like I imagine like L.E.O kind of was like, Lopez was like, all right, we need suppressing fire. Go suppress the fire. It's like, okay. And then started like, was like, there is no fire. And just like, we're just sitting there. It's like, no, okay. It like gets it. And it's kind of like, I like, if this is what we have, like, if like people deserve like to have the choice that L.E.O has and for Gemini to have. So like, of course, this mission is so important. And so doubles down and is even more intense to like cause distraction, like throw some grenades, some grenades out. So yeah. That's what I got. At
this point, they're just pyrotechnics for the stage.
Exactly. It's like, all right, want to make it loud? We'll make it loud. It just like does
Gemini
it.
comes down at the end of one and like reaches out a hand towards Lopez. Join me in the show, in the distraction.
Okay, not like I love the spirit. There's still a whole bunch of blaster fire. So like,
come with me, and they pull Lopez back up.
Okay, and just like I imagine they're doing like a whole show and just Lopez is just like firing like behind them, just like
you have to move your hips a little bit more.
I'm moving them. I'm moving them.
Side to side.
I am moving them side to side, left side, and just blast.
There's definitely footage being pulled of this.
1000% it's being filmed. It's gotta be.
Oh yeah.
Y'all killed Jay.
Love you, Jay. Hope you're okay. I'm sorry if we did that right as we were drinking.
Oh no, Jay.
Well, for our next card pull.
Our next card is my personal favorite, spades.
Oh no.
Do I do trips? Do I continue to break our captain? Yeah, I think we do.
I mean, do we want to do that, or do we want to seriously injure our tank L.E.O right before the big mission?
Oh my, so what if it's something like have you ever watched iRobot?
Yeah.
So you know the point where like he has to like reach in and damages his arm to like get out the like MacGuffin?
Yes.
I feel like that's a similar scene with L.E.O where Anarhk cannot like it's like an environment that would destroy someone fully organic, but L.E.O can sort of enter this environment, but because they're a prototype, they aren't exactly completely updated, so maybe they sustain damage to the dermis.
Yeah, I definitely, content warning for violence. I definitely think it could literally be like L.E.O. They're like going through and trying to like get to each of their checkpoints, and at one of those, things go wrong, and L.E.O. Has to take this risk in order for the mission to like finish. And so there's like a point where like they have to physically reach in to something in order to like turn off the security function of it, because the security function will like kill an organic. And so you see L.E.O. maybe crossing, I don't know why I'm thinking like spy lasers.
Because it's
maybe
fun.
you see, yeah, L.E.O.'s like crossing into or like even reaching into like a port or a hole or something. And like for the most part, they know how this port works, but it has been upgraded and they haven't been given that information. And so they keep reaching, and you can hear like electricity sparking, maybe things like breaking metallically with their arm. And so like they finally get the thing that they're reaching for, like a knob or a thing they have to turn, and they turn it, but then whatever's in there like pulls a grip on L.E.O.'s arm, and the time is running out, and they look forward at the captain, they look over at where they need to go, and it's like that moment of panic where it's like, I either need to stay here and abandon the captain, or and like leave this mission to him, or I need to lose something and keep going. And so that loss is L.E.O.'s forearm, which is fully mechanical, no blood, no ickies, I promise. I don't want to like traumatize our viewers, but you do hear like, and out comes like L.E.O.'s arm with wires sparking at the end. But it's done. Like the door opens, the lasers go off, the security system is down, and there's no detection of what just happened throughout the rest of the ship.
Yeah, Anarhk screaming internally with his eyes, and just sort of like fidgeting, but like sort of like takes L.E.O.'s only hand now. And it's just like, are you okay? I mean,
and I think because of, I don't want to like force L.E.O.'s programming to make them feel pain, but I think that's part of it, is like humanity is about like recognizing what your losses are, and the stakes, and what you're willing to do and lose for the people you love, your sacrifices. And so there's a part of L.E.O. that like looks down at the sparks and like notices the loss of that original build, and like they'll never have that back. And so in a way they're feeling pain that is like perhaps a little mentally debilitating. But when they look at the captain, they once again see their brother. This was worth every bit of pain to them. And so they slowly nod, and they squeeze the captain's hand, and they say it was a necessary loss, so that we could save the many.
all right. Well, fuck. Yeah. And Anarhk just sort of like squeezes L.E.O.'s hand, and just it's like, all right, well, I'm sure that just means that we can do fun customizable things with your new arm, but let's go.
L.E.O.'s like going, and L.E.O.'s like, Mleta will be so upset, but Mleta will also have a lot of fun building this new arm.
Yeah.
Hey, can you hurry up? There's a lot of them coming. I don't know what you did, but there's now every one of their mothers heading over here.
Okay, and sashay away.
Okay, no, all right. Yeah, sashay, back to the ship.
Amazing. Well, we'll figure out how successful this mission is right now.
Okay.
What was the highest number?
What I drew for y'all was a 2, a 10, and a 10.
Oh,
we did it!
The two, I'll be so real. I thought you were gonna say two, like a three and another two. I was about to have I was about to cry. About to have real boy tears.
Well, um, Catrina, how does this mission go off better than we had hoped?
Yeah. So we of course we get into Lejeume's personal quarters, because that is where like that's where he keeps like everything, because it's both secure and also like a really silly place to keep all your information. And the way we do it is that security system that L.E.O triggered, that did release all of the other L.E.Os, also shut down every door behind them. And unbeknownst to the crew, Lejeume had been stalking them through, and was going to like run up and like attack L.E.O and like maybe even try to reprogram them. And so now, because of all those doors shutting behind them, Lejeume is now trapped in his own ship between two locked doors, and has to eventually figure his way out. So we have a clean getaway, and we have all, not only the data that like we came to get, we now have like Lejeume's battle plans, we have all of Lejeume's connections, and we also know all of the bridges that Lejeume has broken if we need to call in some reinforcements.
And honestly, I think that's a great way to say how it inspires the rest of the crew, because we went into this like time limited. We had like maybe a day to do this and 2 days to get to where we needed to go, and suddenly we have plans. We have we're not going in blind, and I think that's a great way to inspire the rest of the crew.
Yep. I think, yeah, Lopez is like, whoa, like screaming like that and like going up, and it's like, Aquarius, honestly, surprisingly good job.
Thank you. I know that I am always above average.
All right. I don't know how to deal with you.
Oh,
Your
to have
performance
the
was
confidence of an android that has just gained sentience.
your performance was acceptable.
Yep. So happy to be here, everybody.
I mean, just
Although
imagine
you do-
we just sorry.
You do keep calling me by the wrong designated name.
Window goes up.
Like in a fucking limo? Like in a fucking limo window?
Like in a limo.
You were teaching this AI to be so rude. Oh no. This is acceptable behavior. Okay.
I think Anarhk is like, when did you install that? Who?
What? Can't hear you. There's an intercom button.
I think that's the type of fucking energy they bring back home.
I love that. So debriefing is the fourth stage. It's mainly it's going to be about L.E.O and the captain, but I really want to include everyone in this. Like, I think this is a great opportunity for the crew to have like one of those, we're going to have a couple more games after this break, but to have that final, like those moments together of like celebrating and saying like, look at where we've gotten to as a crew. So for that reason, I would say we find reasons to celebrate. I'm riding high on euphoria and adrenaline, partially because of the joy of being able to like prospectively save my siblings, and also because I'm missing an arm, which would be the adrenaline part. So I'd say like maybe after everything, like the crew returns and like L.E.O's got their half arm, and they like explain it to Mleta, and after assorted fixings happen, we're all in like the galley just having a little party with like, I don't know, anime soundtrack song in the background.
I think because Anarch knows that L.E.O can't get drunk, Anarch is secretly trying to hand L.E.O like a little pen drive, like a little fast drive. And it's just like, so Mleta's not the only one who can program. And this has a simulation of what drunkenness can feel like. If you wish to impair, but like you could, it has like an automatic off if you suddenly are too impaired, and you can always just click it off. If you want to try, you don't have to. This is just your big brother offering you a drink.
It does seem quite fun when humans and organics drink. Perhaps I will take a sampling.
Perfect.
What do you like when they're drunk? I'm so curious.
L.E.O, so like we've been partying for a little while. We've got like spips and spdip on the table. They're like
Chips
drinks
and
around.
dip.
Yeah, and
God,
like
I love my favorite drink, Spike Sparks Lemonade.
yes. And like we have our anime music and stuff, but like maybe L.E.O has like messed with the lighting in the room so that it looks a little like a club. And like they're just like in the middle of the room, like just dancing like real hard. And like they like as they're dancing, it just gets maybe to be a little too much, and they dance like a little more hard and a little more hard, and they just start yesing too hard. And they like
Can I ask a question about L.E.O's dancing?
yes.
Is L.E.O's dancing the kind they learned from a program or the kind they learned from watching people?
I don't think that L.E.O has watched the crew dance all that
No,
much.
I said people, like if they're watching other people, like in videos and like, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I would say that L.E.O has observed a great many music videos and is attempting to compile all of those moves together that don't necessarily like line up.
Has L.E.O seen the goths dancing under the bridge in Florida?
Yes,
No.
exactly. The horrible rave dancing. Yeah, so very much like that. Yeah, I like that. And they just like, yeah, they just. But it's
That's
also like a little like, you know, like because they're yesing. And then the power of the yes is taking over, and it just kind of like it like you hear like a like because they're like way too drunk, and then L.E.O just kind of like stops and like tips over.
Oh, no.
And when they hit the floor, because their like body and make is so heavy because they're such a heavy hitter, they then dent the galley floor a little bit.
Mleta's gonna have to talk to Anarhk about this later.
Anarch is so if it's Anarch is so gone as well, and it's just laughing, just fully laughing, and just like covering his face and trying to like hold it in, but just like busting out.
I think Lopez is like one of the only sober ones that just kind of just sitting there, just like, yeah, all right, and just starts cleaning up and just like just starts grabs L.E.O and just like all right, off to bed. All right.
They have never been more human than this moment.
Lopez is probably the only one who can currently lift L.E.O up easily with the
to get a wheelbarrow or something.
Yes, absolutely. And I think before we cut to break, the other question was, where does the next morning find us? And I would say you will. Actually, I'll leave that up to Lopez. Where are you taking L.E.O? What's up?
Lopez take you back to your bunk.
Oh, yeah.
And like laid you down. But I think Lopez just like doesn't know if you're gonna get a hangover or not. So it's just like I don't even know. Like puts in Alka-Seltzer, but then also understands that it doesn't really work. So it's like, should I put like an
Oh, that
Alka-Seltzer?
counts. That's
I
so
know.
sweet.
It's one of like the high pressure air canisters.
Yeah,
It's just
that.
WD-40.
Yeah, WD-40, like 3 batteries. It's just like this is it. But then also, because I think the rest of your siblings are also got drunk, I guess. Put them all there with you, so they're all together. So you're all like the whole
Leo's
astrology
secretly passing a
quartet.
pen drive to everyone else.
Cuddle pile.
Yeah, the whole astrological quartet is just quadruplets? Yeah, are all just passed out and just like, but Lopez also just put them in a pile and just like, yeah, they'll figure it out.
Mleta looks to Anarhk. Please tell me that whatever that was, it's on a timer, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Sure.
I'm not smart enough to do it, Mleta.
Yeah, you're not
And
fooling anybody.
he's-
Baby genius over here.
I'm imagining this conversation happened while Anarhk was like fully drunk.
Exactly.
Who could be intelligent enough to use a balancing software to push inebriation into machines? What? No
And I'm sure
one.
that person who is absolutely smart enough, she said also drunkenly and not really paying attention, would definitely put a timer. So why am I worried? You got this.
I wanted it to be set on choice.
Choice is good. Backups are better.
All right.
Sure, it'll be fine.
You ready for cards?
Yes, I think we're gonna keep it to the main 3 drawing their cards.
Okay, who's going first?
I'll go first.
Okay, Catrina, you have black.
I'm gonna give that to Hamnah for creating Gemini. Like I love all of the Leos, but Gemini certainly did shine this round and was very helpful to distracting the enemy. So I'm gonna give it over to Hamnah.
Perfect.
I guess I'll go next.
Okay, so you ready, Cleric?
I hear it in your voice.
Black.
I feel like I hear. Oh yes.
You did it!
I'll actually give this card to Leo.
Oh.
You know, you ripped your arm off, so that's deserving of a black card.
Yeah, I did like a whole 127 hours thing.
Yeah.
Whatever that.
In
197?
27 seconds.
I didn't watch it. So.
Shout out James Franco, I guess. I don't know.
No.
Ew.
Don't shout out that man. Don't shout out that man.
Leo's greater than James Franco, certainly.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. James Franco, watch out. Leo's coming for you.
Leo's worth all the Franco
Your
brothers
whole
together.
brand.
Yeah, exactly. Leo's gonna take the EGOT one day.
You ready, Vic?
Perfect. Yes.
Red.
I think during our fun revelry, Anarhk Prime escapes.
Yay!
All right.
No! No!
I forgot about
Yeah.
it.
I'm picturing a bug with a helmet slowly breaking the bonds, going hee hee hee.
It's
Yeah,
like
I think he
cockroach.
tears out. I think he literally, like, physically, like, when we review the cameras, he tears out some of, like, Mleta's systems in her lab and leaves. Like, jettisons
What
himself
damage is
into the
done?
void.
Mhm.
The void?
Yeah.
He said
And
he
Did he steal an environmental suit, or can this dude just breathe in space? Like what?
I think that's part of, like, us realizing that things are far more dangerous and not what they seem. Like, he just goes out into space. And we pick up on the radar, like, in the old history, that, like, something came by, picked him up, and flew off.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I'm like, how is he not a frozen meatball? What do you mean he just in himself? I get it
Because
now.
we're realizing that he's a robot.
No, it took me a second to catch on. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Even robots freeze in the vacuum of space. So I was like, what?
He's just built different.
Oh my god.
Just built incorrectly different.
Correctly.
Built obtuse.
Yeah, I think just like a large part of Mleta's lab is damaged. With several like scanner profiles and stuff like that. I don't think he knew what to take. I think he just wanted to cause damage.
Sounds about right.
But he is no longer in our ownership. Unfortunate.
Well, probably smells better now. Anyway.
Yeah. So that was a big first game. Thank you guys so much for being patient with us while we worked through this amazing first game. Thank you so much, Catrina. And now we're gonna take a quick 5 to 10 minute break, and we will be right back with the action and with Hamnah leading our next game.
Hey everybody, we are back from break.
Hey everyone, and we're gonna go straight into our next game. Hamnah, this is your game. Let us know what's up.
All right. So we will be playing Blowing Off Steam. Even big goddamn heroes need to take a break, except it's going to be a little different than the way that you've seen it being played thus far. It's not truly a break, I think. And I will be playing this with Mleta. So I think to set the scene, this is perhaps like a day or two after the party with the L.E.Os and everything sort of going down, and we are maybe in the final legs of our journey before we know that we have to square off against Lejeune, against the big bad, and fight once and for all in order to save the galaxy again. But you find, I think, Lyana in the training room, in the sort of place where Lyana and Lopez last were, and they are standing there, eyes bright white, nothing that you can, like, no irises, no pupils that you can see. Their shadows like filling the room. Like, you walk in and it's as if you've walked into darkness, because shadows are just filling the room, and they are like very, I think, attempting to restrain themselves but failing, and very angrily kind of like throwing tentacles, shadowy tendrils around at the training dummies in an attempt to, well, you're not really quite sure what it is that they're trying to accomplish here.
Hey, what's going on?
And I think they weren't expecting you to be around, and Lyana kind of like turns to you and like kind of like very suddenly turns over to you and like kind of like lashes a tendril that like hits, I think, just like above the door frame as you come in. Oh, hey, sorry about that. Are you okay?
Yep, no worries, all good.
I thought I locked the door.
Oh, did you want privacy for this training session?
You're here now, so, I mean.
Yeah, but I'm trying to work on giving people space when they ask for it, so I'm going to make sure that I'm getting active and enthusiastic consent for my presence when people are doing their thing. So this is me trying to be better. Is it okay that I stay?
And I think the tendril kind of like moves down the side, like the frame of the door, and Lyana takes a step back. You can come in.
Thank you.
I was just trying to prepare, I guess. Trying to get myself ready for the fight.
Yeah, I feel like we're all kind of there, and Mleta takes off the scanner she's almost always wearing, because just I've been thinking about how when the enemy comes, we are so vulnerable and we prepare as much as we can, but they always seem to be one step ahead of us, and I think we really have got to focus on making ourselves as sharp as we can before the next time we meet them, because it's starting to feel. Lyana, do you feel like things are starting to get to a head? Because sometimes the energy that is hitting us just feels so intense.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it's so frustrating. We are always caught with our backs against the wall, and we never seem to see them coming. And like as Lyana is talking, I think like the shadows are kind of like undulating almost like around them, like around their feet and around their body, as they talk, and as their like emotions, I think, start to flare, so does their power. We just need to be able to get ahead of them somehow, I think, and we need to be ready. We're never ready.
I feel like the information that we got from that last mission is what we needed to get there. We're so close. But it's hard to feel like this tightly coiled spring without a definite connection to go to, without like, I'm both ready for this to be over. I think we've all been ready for this to be over for a while, but I also feel like I just want a little bit more time to prepare. And I know we can't have it both ways. So all we can really do is make the best out of what time we have left. And
Practice
I can tell.
with me.
Oh. All right.
You can tell me what you can tell while we practice. Yeah?
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
And I think Lyana kind of like moves to the opposite end of the arena, quote unquote, like the training ground, and kind of like steadies themselves, rolls their shoulders back a little, and looks very intently at Mleta. What would you have to say?
I was gonna say I can tell you're ready to get started.
And I think Lyana like laughs a little bit. It's kind of a hollow laugh though. Like they laugh because it's funny, but it doesn't, the mirth doesn't quite reach into his soul the way, into his mind, into his heart the way that it should. And he kind of looks at you, sighs, and says, I'm worried that I'm going to hurt you. That I'm going to hurt all of us.
You know, if it means anything to you, I know that I don't have perfect vision and that I can't see every single possibility, but from you, I've never felt that I needed to be afraid, and I've never felt that you wanted to hurt anyone. And even though you have this amazing, immense power that can be influenced by how you feel, the person that you are is not the kind of person that can so easily lose control in a way that's going to be permanent. Like, I know that you're not perfect. None of us are, but I feel like you've come a lot further than you think.
And I think Lyana, like as we're starting to have this conversation, I think like Lyana has started to like circle around a little bit and is like looking for moments to lash at Mleta with a tendril here and a tendril there.
Mleta's super focused and like totally on defense at this point.
Not permanent. I don't know what you're talking about. Did you forget about Anarhk?
No, I didn't. And I know Anarhk hasn't forgotten either. But at the same time, you're learning every single time you have an encounter. You grow sharper and stronger and better. And I feel like everything that we've been working towards, everything that we're leading towards, is a chance for you to reach your full potential. And you're very close. You're almost there.
And I think Lyana like takes one of the tendrils and wraps it around one of Mleta's ankles and like tugs, trying to trip her up, as they kind of say, but what if that happens again? What if I lose control again and I hurt somebody else in a way that I wasn't supposed to? What do I do?
think you're going to do what we're all doing, our best. And it sucks when we hurt each other. I can't give you a perfect answer. I can't make you feel like you're never going to make another mistake. But I also can't lie to you and say that you haven't been indelibly changed by what you've experienced and that you're not the same person you were before. And now you're thinking about it more. You're more focused than you ever have been at keeping all of us safe and not taking down the enemy. And that's what you needed. That's what we all needed, to learn how much we had to lose as a team, as a crew, as a family, and how much we have to fight for. Mleta gently tugs her foot out of the tendril.
I think seeing that Lyana just like tries to essentially like get behind Mleta, like trying to catch her from the back, and like kicks out, but his foot doesn't make contact with Mleta's back. Instead, it is like a shadow like pushes out and kind of like with great force, but not too great, pushes Mleta and tries to like pin her up against the wall up in front. And Lyana just kind of says, and I know we've all had to figure out what we've had to lose in order to get here. I just worry that maybe my place isn't with all of you on the front line.
If your place is not with us on the front, where do you think it is? And Mleta says, kind of like pushing at your shoulder sideways, trying to get you off balance.
I think Lyana like trips at that, like stumbles backwards, and Mleta manages to sort of like pin Lyana instead up against the wall, like kind of like switching their positions up. And Lyana just like looks into Mleta's eyes, this like sort of like frantic desperation, I think, in their expression. And I say, in the back, maybe somewhere where I can't, where a mistake isn't going to be fatal, potentially.
I think a mistake would be us having one of the strongest members of our team where the enemy can't feel his blade at their back.
I just got everything back, Mleta. I just got Lopez back.
I don't know if you ever really lost Lopez.
And I think Lyana kind of like pushes forward and pushes Mleta off and sort of like slides in between Mleta's legs and tries to like pull her down as they do. I don't know. Maybe I never lost Lopez, but I just might this time. And I couldn't bear that.
I don't think you could if you tried. Lopez would follow you to the ends of the universe.
That's what I'm worried about.
Well, I would never ask you to sacrifice the joy and happiness that you find with the people you find it with. But I will say that if you want a world where you guys can be happy, we're going to have to fight for it.
And I think Lyana like gets up at this and kind of walks over towards where Mleta is on the ground, and with their sort of like shadows moving around them, looks down. Are you willing to die for Anarhk?
If my death would both help Anarhk and accomplish a goal, then absolutely.
Do you think the rest of us should feel the same way?
I'm not going to tell you how to feel. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I will tell you what I think we need and what I think would be best, but it's not up to me what fate you choose. I think that only you can choose your own fate, but you are strong enough to make the right call for both you and for the future that you want with Lopez. Because if the enemy wins, there's nowhere you guys can run. They know everything. I think that together, all of us the Leos, we can stop them. We can do this. But we got to be all on the same page. We've got to be all firing on as many cylinders as we can muster, because one slip up and it's a wrap. I mean, we thought we had it before. I know we keep saying this. I just cannot believe we're back here, but we're going to do this time. And all I want is for you guys to be able to walk away from this as intact as you were when you got here. And I'm not thinking so much about myself, my happiness, my future, and not to be selfless, but like, I know that if we don't win this, nobody has a future. But I can't let go of the idea that in order for everyone to have what they need, we've got to defeat the enemy. That's all there is right now. I can think about tomorrow after we get through this. I'm sorry if that's selfish.
I need you. I need everyone. L.E.O, Anarhk, Lopez. I need all of you to have a sense of self-preservation. And as Lyana says this, they I think strike down with their hand, and a tentacle kind of comes out and is aiming straight for Mleta's face, I think. If you don't move, it will hit you.
Mleta instinctively blocks, then realizes that's not going to be enough, because it's like trying to block a freight train, and then tries to slide sideways out of the way. I have self-preservation. I have universal preservation. That's the key. I'm trying to save everything. I'm trying to save everyone. I know that's not possible to save everyone, but I still think that we should try. And I don't think that I'm some martyr. I don't think that me dying is gonna make a huge difference. But you asked me a question and I answered it honestly. If my death is going to accomplish a goal and there's no other way, then I would. But if there's any other way, yeah, I want to live again. I want some more space cream. I want to get out of here. All right.
And that's what I want for all of us. That's what I really, really want, is for every one of us to pull through this and to be, I don't know, a family again.
Of course.
I've missed you, Mleta. I didn't see you for years.
I'm focused on everything that I don't even pay attention. I'm sorry.
No, this isn't me chiding you or anything. I just miss you. And I don't want to miss you when this is all done.
All right, I will pack an extra med kit just because you said that.
I think you're gonna need more than a med kit, but yeah.
Lots of adrenaline, lots of extra EpiPens. We got this.
And I think Lyana moves closer to Mleta, not in a threatening or menacing manner. I think dropping sort of that demeanor, and they look very, very serious. That humor kind of draining out of them a little bit, and they ask you if you have everybody's preservation in mind. I do still need to worry about the worst case scenario. Yeah?
What for
you can
you
understand
is the worst
that.
case scenario? What do you mean when you say that?
A black hole. Me as a black hole.
You? What?
Like I said, worst scenario. I need to be prepared in case we need to have contingencies in place in case. I appreciate, Mleta, you saying that I can control everything and that everything will be okay, but what's
the contingency for you becoming a gravity well? What?
Not a literal gravity well, but a metaphorical one.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, have I completely
misunderstood
how your powers work?
Think this works that way.
Okay, thank you. I was like, wait.
but metaphorically speaking. And if that happens, I need you to be able to put everybody else on the crew, including yourself, first.
What are you asking me to do exactly?
Asking you to save everyone.
Save
Like you
everyone
want
from
to.
what? You're gonna
Really
have to
gonna
spell
make me
this
say?
out. Yes, I am.
And I think Lyana moves even like a step closer. And their voice is shaking as they say this to you. If I become a danger, if I become a threat, if I can't control myself, I need you to stop me.
If you
Whatever
ever
means
become a danger,
necessary.
we are going to be able to reach you. You are not so far away from us that we cannot.
Mleta,
reach
you're
you.
not hearing me.
I'm hearing you.
Whatever
I just don't believe
means.
you.
Please humor me.
I humored you for 10 seconds and I thought about Lopez stabbing me in the neck. And so the answer is no.
Lopez will understand.
No. No, they will not.
Mleta, you're the only one I can ask this.
I
of.
appreciate that. And I completely understand where you're coming from. And I all right, I'm not saying I'm going to do this. I'm not saying I'm going to do this, but how would I even?
You're smart. You're capable. I trust you to figure it out.
I hope you're prepared to be the most handsome sleeping beauty ever, because I'm going to knock you out and put you in cryo until we figure out how to help whatever it is you're going through, but I'm not going to kill you.
Whatever means necessary.
All right, enjoy your chloroform.
And I think Lyana holds out a hand to shake Mleta's. Promise me.
I will give you a completely non-lethal, nice long nap if it seems like you're getting cranky and you might need some night time on the mission. Okay.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be necessary.
Just promise me.
Are you concerned that the enemy might have compromised you in some way?
No.
Is this really coming from your own self-doubt?
Can you blame me?
No, I don't blame you at all. I just want to make sure that there's not something else that I missed somewhere.
I haven't had any contact with them. I don't. So?
Is there anything we can do training-wise that would help shore up your confidence in your ability to not turn on the people you care most about in the universe during the worst possible time?
Yeah. It seems like my emotional internal state is connected to all of this somehow.
Okay.
If we can maybe practice, you're gonna need to rile me up. And if we can practice, that would be nice. We need to make sure that it's not real danger, though.
Okay, that's fair. We don't want real danger, but okay, because I get what you're asking, but what I'm trying to do is attack the underlying issue that makes the question necessary in your mind. And it sounds like you're worried that you may be emotionally compromised on the mission in a way that makes you unable to control your powers. Is that right? Do you think if something happened to Lopez, you'd have a hard time controlling your abilities?
And I think Lyana's face kind of flushes a little bit. Deeply.
Well, we're going to wrap them in bubble wrap. And no, I'm kidding.
I don't think that Lopez would like that very much, but
no,
if we could,
if we could, yeah. If only there's a way. Alas, they're so good at like destroying things
Maybe
that they
if we
also
just,
are
like,
frontline.
like ambush them and then like wrap, like just.
See, that's the problem. The two of you guys are so efficient at destroying the enemy that having you both on the front makes sense. But then you're also so like concerned about each other's safety that you think it might be a distraction.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can we? It. I feel like you're both also really confident in each other's abilities to kick ass, though. Like,
I know. I'm not saying that Lopez can't handle himself. That's not the worry here.
yeah, and they would say the same thing about you. You're like amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You still haven't promised me, though.
I know.
And you're not getting out of that.
I'm not trying to get out of it. I was just also doing a two-pronged approach where we try to solve the underlying
let's
issue. No.
focus on the single prong.
All right.
And then we can get to the other one. Yeah.
I think my worry is that if we take you out of the equation and we still have to deal with the enemy, like, not to make you feel worse, but we need you.
Okay. If I promise to be there, then will you promise me that you will be my safety, my kill switch, if I need one?
I care about you too much to do this. This is so hard.
If you don't think it's going to be an issue, then
Even thinking
Then
that
it should
looking
be such
someone
an
you love in the
easy-
eye and telling them that you can, you can't tell me this would be easy for you to do to someone else either. Come on.
it wouldn't be, I know. And I know I'm asking a lot of you, Mleta. I know. And I'm sorry, but I can't.
I'm gonna have to practice like bench pressing you so I can carry you out of there because there's no way we're leaving you behind.
We can do that.
How much do you weigh?
We can do that. I haven't checked in a while. We can do that though.
I swear, if we did, we'd have to face a robot version of you in 5 years. Like, we're not doing this.
That's actually a very good point. Yeah, maybe don't leave my body behind.
Okay. Well, not your body. You are leaving this mission alive. Man. Oh, I swear. Do you?
This is just a contingency, Mleta. That's all. I don't intend.
And I know I always have a backup plan, but this is not the backup plan that I wanted. I didn't consent to this.
And you don't have to. If you don't want to. I'm not forcing you to, Mleta.
I don't want to leave you with like no recourse. I don't want to leave you without an answer. I
guess I could ask Anarhk, maybe. I don't know.
And then I'd have to try to stop Lopez from shooting Anarhk. Do you see how this is going to snowball? It's just going to be L.E.O by themselves wondering why everyone else is dead.
I think Lyana just kind of looks at you. If they could do puppy dog eyes, they would. But it's the finals. I won't ask again. If you say no, I'll leave it alone. I promise.
If we are in a situation where you have become completely compromised and cannot be reached, and you are actively like fatally endangering the team in some way, I will incapacitate you.
Thank you.
That is the most I could do, but
I owe you my life.
You don't owe me anything. You're my family, and I just.
You wanted to practice? You wanted to train?
Oh, I don't know if I have it in me anymore.
You can just bench press me like you said you wanted to. That doesn't require a whole lot, right? I'll go limp. And I think Lyana just kind of like falls onto Mleta.
So I start lifting you up and says, who walks in and sees this happening and goes, what the heck?
Liana's got to be planking.
Yes.
That's why it's exercise for Lyana too.
Yes, exactly. So Liana's planking, Mleta's lifting. Who walks in and sees this and goes, what is happening? Oh my god.
I feel like it's just the rest of the crew. I feel like
Just
it's
everyone.
it's if that's okay with everybody.
One of the Zodiacs.
It's everybody and the Zodiacs. Maybe like the three of us are like gonna match up with like the three Zodiacs to like try and figure out stuff. Like we look in.
Yep. As you walk in, I'm looking at Lyana going, I'm not gonna let you down.
There's too much happening right now. This is what?
We're training.
Yep.
Are you sure? Do you need assistance?
Nope.
Do you need
got
assistance,
this.
Mleta?
Mm-hmm. Totally fine. No worries.
Do you do this with Lyana too, or?
You know,
Mleta tries not to laugh, and all you hear is a squeaking noise.
No. I usually I use like my own, like when I work out, I use the barbells.
Okay. We'll find a different space to like.
No, you're welcome to stay. This
Yep,
is
we're almost done. Gently lowers Lyana to the ground.
Yeah. And I think like the light fades from Lyana's eyes and the shadows start to like decrease as well as they kind of come back to themselves. Yeah, no, where is something fights? Yeah.
Training.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Training.
we're gonna go down to like the range.
Yeah, let's you honestly, we're sorry we were interrupted. We're sorry we interrupted.
No.
And let's
I
like slowly
Totally fine.
backpedal
Yeah.
out of strange
We can-
situation.
And I think it's like they walk out, the door kind of shuts. Like, I don't think I could like. Should I? Is that something like he wants? Should I start like bench pressing more?
Anarhk is like, I've never really been in like a romantic situation like you guys have. So like, but like honestly, I feel like my heart would flutter if someone bench pressed me like that.
Okay, so actually, can I and like, I think as Mleta and Lyana like go to chase after, like be like, no, come back. I think they walk out and just see in the hallway Lopez trying like bench pressing Anarhk. It's like, oh, it is.
You have laid down in the middle of the fucking hallway, and Anarch's like got his arm crossed over his chest. Is like, huh?
Lyana walks out, and I think was like yelling at first, was like, Anarhk, look. Oh. And I think like Lyana like blushes, like seeing this like full on blush.
So you're not too heavy. Like you're pretty, like you're actually a pretty good weight, to be honest.
Yeah, no, like I've kept up, and like, look, I mean, it's already working. Look at how impressed Lyana looks.
Drops you.
You know the way bench pressing works. That means Anarhk falls directly onto your chest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Anarhk is like, my back. My back.
Lopez
was
like,
easy for you.
yeah, like it really wasn't too bad. I think the armor is, usually weighs a couple hundred, like a couple like pounds, so it's pretty easy
So you're
to
like
move.
always working out, I guess, in a way.
I guess in a sense. I also sometimes add a little bit of weight to the armor since I can't work out like on it, so I can have so I can get some training.
Mleta quietly
Oh.
mouths 2 tanks.
Leo's turning to the other zodiacs and they kind of like describe. So you'll notice the pheromone levels in the air are much higher now. That is how you can detect attraction and perhaps, in fact, some awkwardness. But this is the courting process as I have observed it. So do pay attention.
Leo!
There's Leo on the ground, like, someone help me. Lopez threw me
I
down on
will,
their fucking
um,
chest.
I'm gonna go take Anarhk to the med bay now. And
no, maybe let Mleta do
Yeah,
that.
I'll take her. Come on, Anarhk. Let's go. How's your back?
sure. Oh,
Gently.
You're letting Lopez flirt with Lyana after throwing me down on his chest.
How can I stop them? It's a free galaxy.
Treason.
Let's
This is
go.
the cruelest you've ever been to me, all of you. And like Anarhk is like, I think Anarhk is just at this point just like smirking. He's just gassing it up to make Lyana and Lopez embarrassed.
so Leo, do you mind? There's weapons somewhere else that you should check out with all you.
Anarhk says shameless.
Leo says affirmative. But you may want to do something about those pheromone levels. It's a little off track, don't you think? And then they kind of like turn and like they lead the other zodiacs away.
I love that
Mleta's
there's
leading Anarhk away. He's like, they're calling you a slut.
I love that because all the Leos are recording things, there's 4 different angles of that drop. We can watch later.
We can make a spick spock about it.
Speaks
We can just like we'll have a cut of it to like the Benny Hill theme, and we'll be like,
and project on the side of the ship for movie night later.
And
Oh god!
I think after just like that, just like it's just like Lopez kind of say, so you were getting benched.
I have
By-
weights in my bunk if you want.
Do you actually? Yeah, that would be. I can actually. Do you want to? Do you mind if I try something real quick?
Yeah.
Just completely grabs you, scoops you up, and like a princess carry. It's like so. Oh yeah. So okay. So you're benchable.
Why don't we go see?
Runs, sprints.
Leo is like down the hall and goes like, well, those pheromone levels just got really high.
Leo, go to the other side of the ship and put on Deafen.
Oh my
Leo's
goodness.
just gonna start playing anime music.
I'm cutting that scene there.
Yeah. Okay. So.
The two of you draw cards.
Who would like to go first?
You like cannot hear
Jay.
anything but the One Piece theme for like 3 hours.
Yep.
Jay, you
Splon a
can go
blor,
first.
says spling a splong, all your slopes and sprains. Swim.
Who's this card for?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What was the card?
Okay, it's for you, Jay. I
Yep.
got a red card.
No. Oh man.
F.
The dag nabbit. How the enemy becomes more terrifying based on what we've just learned. Well.
So, it doesn't have
So
to be what we just learned. Is just a brief glimpse of the enemy and how they become more terrifying.
okay. I forget if we already did this one, so remind me. When we reinitialized the Leos, the Zodiacs now, we were not entirely successful at severing them from the cloud network. Yeah.
I think you did mention this last
I
session.
did last time? Okay.
I think you did. You mentioned that they were still somewhat connected.
Right.
And they knew
so,
where they were at.
So they knew where it was at. So it was a, did I say before if it was a one-way or a two-way connection? I forget.
You said before it was two-way connection.
Okay. So then that one was more of a, is it really a negative if we're also getting locations from them too? It's like a both, really. All right, so I'll pick something else. Let's see. Enemy grows stronger. I mean, what with Anarhk Prime already being over there? How much worse can it get?
I mean, like we're on a timer. Like maybe they move up that timetable.
Oh God!
I mean,
Even
also
less time.
the professor was like stuck. You could also say like
Oh, that's
the professor
right.
like got loose. Like so now he's back.
Oh, great. Yeah. Now the door's unlocked. You can finally go to the bathroom.
He's been there for 3 hours. He's just like,
Yeah. And he just had some Spaco Bell, so it was a really rough time in there.
Oh my gosh.
boom. I just imagine. Okay, now I imagine the scene. Because again, this is very terrifying because he's like the professor's escaped to continue his plans. Mind you, this is a very terrifying scene. I imagine Fanark is just like slicing with the trident and is just finally like pushes all the leaves aside and starts playing. He's like, I got this. Slices through and like the metal falls the ground and like all this smoke emerges. And we're like, and everyone's like, go like all the Leos like all bow so they like the professor can run through, and he just charges through, being like, move, I gotta go.
Oh my goodness.
That's the scene.
Anyway, Hamnah, would you
Hamnah.
like your card? Black.
Hit me with it.
It black.
Yay!
Oh,
You better keep it.
yay. I'm
not gonna keep
giving
it.
it to Mleta.
Yeah.
I'm giving it to Mleta for helping me and for giving me the
Damn it.
you promised me something very, very difficult today. So I think you deserve that for your show of loyalty.
Fun fact:
Perfect.
this is Jay's last card since like session 2.
Oh. I don't know how that happens.
Jay got 5 cards in 2 sessions.
Yes.
Nice.
Jay now has 6 cards. All right. Thank you guys so much for the game. Hey guys. So we're gonna be jumping into our actual goodbyes now. We're running up against time, so we want to give this game time to expand and sort of leave you guys with a wonderful finale. So we're gonna say our goodbyes for now, and we can't wait to see you on our final episode. Let's go ahead and start our goodbyes. Hamnah, can you please tell us who you are, where we can find you, and what you're up to?
For once, I'm prepared. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Hamnah. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer. You can find me on Twitter at @shahid_, where I talk about all of the different projects that I'm a part of. I'm on a lot of different stuff, so Twitter is honestly the best place to find me at any given point in time. But coming up soonest to now is on Saturday, we are going live at Transplanar RPG at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. For those of you that don't know, Transplanar is an oh god, now I have to say all transgender POC-led actual D&D 5th edition actual play set in a anti-orientalist, anti-colonial world. It's super cool. We are, I believe, coming up to like the last 4-ish episodes of the arc, so we're like really close to finishing this arc out. It's gonna be wild. You should definitely join, and my cat also wants you to join.
Awesome. Cleric.
Well, hello, it's your local fuck up Cleric here, as always. Very excited to get to our last episode. If you want to look for me and you want to hear more of what I do, you can find me on TikTok and Twitter at Cleric_34. I shit post a lot, so like literally, I had a session. Somebody came like followed me from a previous stream, and they literally just saw a video of me eating dry rice. So prepare for that kind of content. Uncooked rice, but the reason being. Sorry, that threw me off. Me bringing up my own thing. But if you want to hear me talk about more TTRPGs, you can find me at Monster Fuckers Anonymous, aka MFA, a show where we talk about monsters, talk about their lore, talk about everything about them, and we rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, whether or not you watching, should be having sex with them. Some are good, some are bad, some are medium, but all of them are sexy. We're currently filming our filming season. We're about to film an episode this weekend, so look forward to that. The hint for that episode, we're doing a little horror theme about a horror game. Which one? You got to figure out. And no, I will not be explaining why I ate uncooked rice.
All right, Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay Justice. I'm a cosplayer, developer, all the fun stuff. You can find me on the interwebs at that Jay Justice on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, all the things, and Twitch. Tomorrow is my birthday, and I'll be doing a birthday stream on Twitch as well. So you can join me for some fun cosplay, comics, fan art, and I'll also be playing my absolute favorite game, the finale of Mass Effect 3. That's going to be my birthday send-off for fun. So
Happy early birthday!
Happy
thank
early
you.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Right, Catrina.
Hello, I'm Catrina. My pronouns are she, her, and they, them. And you can find me anywhere on the internet if you look for Oh Catrina. That's OHCATRINA. The latest episode of Padre Pascal is out now, and we have focused on our favorite movie of all time, unironically, Triple Frontier, starring Pedro Pascal, Oscar Isaac, and some white guys. And I am very excited to announce that my other podcast, What's Glup, will be participating in the Podathon, which is taking place on the 17th of September this year. We have author Mike Chen coming on, who wrote Star Wars Brotherhood. And I'm really, really, really excited to talk to him. We're also raising money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So head to my socials for more information on that. And that's it for me.
All right, thank you guys so much. Again, I want to throw another thanks to the crew, to Mare, our producer. My name is Victor. I use he and they pronouns, and you can find me on the finale of Wander Home next week on Tuesday on TTRPG. Tales from the Dewdrop. You'll find me here, of course, next Wednesday for this finale. And be on the lookout as I finish more stuff up. I'm going to take probably September off, but be on the lookout for stuff coming in October. Just follow my Twitter at Willem Vicencio for any updates of stuff that might be coming by soon. Mare, for the channel.
Yeah,
what's upcoming?
okay. Hey everybody, this is Mary, your lovely producer and card keeper for this game. Just a couple channel things. Every Sunday we have our Urban Shadows Demon's Creek game with an all POC Wild West themed game. It's awesome. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern time. On Mondays, we have our flagship D&D 5e campaign starting at 9 p.m., The Mind of the Martyr. We have one more game of this amazing heart-wrenching system and game next week, the 7th of September, I believe. Tomorrow on Thursday, starting at 7 p.m. ET, we have the second episode of Camp Carnage, our Monster of the Week campaign. And on Saturdays, now that it has finally premiered, we have our Print Weaver game run by me at 1 p.m. ET. I believe that's it. But anyway, we're gonna go raid a Black Girl Mage, where they just premiered Strix U, D&D 5e using the Strixhaven supplement. Everyone, please go give some love over there to the amazing creators and players and Game Master. It's awesome. I've been lurking. Anyway, bye everybody. We will see you next week for our thrilling finale.
Bing.